love to make us laugh. But sometimes they like to get a little more serious.
I wish I'd stayed too. Now I wish I'd stayed. I wish I'd done a lot of things.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 dramatic performances by comedic actors.
Yeah, there's a good buck in that racket.
For this list, we're looking at those funny guys and gals who traded in the chuckles for something a little more somber.
I apologize.
However, we're focusing on actors primarily considered comedians. So that means we're not counting actors like Tom Hanks, who've dabbled in comedy but are mainly known for their dramatic work.
I am life.
Number 10. Steve Carell as John E. DuPont, Foxcatcher.
Good.
Whether he's Andy Stitzer or Michael Scott, Steve Carell knows how to make an audience laugh.
Is there a term besides Mexican that you prefer? Something less offensive?
But despite his love of lamp, Carell knows how to get serious too.
I love lamp.
He showed off his dramatic acting chops in Little Miss Sunshine, but dove deep into the dark side as John E. DuPont, an eccentric millionaire who tries to control and manipulate two Olympic wrestlers. Carell transforms everything from his walk to his nose and creates a truly creepy character that couldn't be any more different than the lovable Brick Tamland.
I don't know what we're yelling about!
Number 9. Adam Sandler as Barry Egan, Punch Drunk Love.
This is Barry, anyway.
Hey, it's me, it's Rhonda. Are you going to this goddamn party tonight?
Oh, hi, Rhonda. Yes, I am.
There are two kinds of people in the world, those who love Adam Sandler and those who don't. But whether you're a Happy Gilmore fan or a Jack and Jill hater, we can all agree that Sandler was phenomenal in Punch Drunk Love.
I thought it would be nice to get dressed for work, and I'm not exactly sure why.
In this dark dramedy, Sandler plays Barry Egan, a frustrated man with some major anger problems.
I want him on the phone, do you hear me?
Hounded by his 7 sisters and some menacing crooks, Egan is a volcano waiting to explode, until he falls in love and finally decides to take control of his life.
I want you to know that I wanted to kiss you just then.
Really?
The more serious role even earned him recognition in the form of a Golden Globe nomination.
I have a love in my life. It makes me stronger than anything you can imagine.
Number 8. Steve Martin as Julian Jimmy Dell, the Spanish prisoner.
My name's Julian Dell, by the way. Everybody calls me Jimmy.
Once the stand-up king of absurd humor, Steve Martin has played screwball weirdos and uptight straight men in his career, but he isn't afraid to dabble in drama either.
Exactly.
In 2005, he played Ray Porter in Shop Girl, but his best dramatic role was in the Hitchcockian suspense flick, The Spanish Prisoner.
Jimmy Dell.
Jimmy Dell.
Yes, you must have a record of him. He's a career criminal. He's...
Record.
Martin plays Julian Jimmy Dell, a wealthy sophisticate who actually seems like a pretty cool guy. Only as the film unfolds, we learn Jimmy Dell isn't at all what he seems. And for that matter, neither is Steve Martin.
And if I don't cooperate?
I'm afraid you have no choice.
Number 7. Jonah Hill as Peter Brand, Moneyball.
Okay.
The youngest comedian on our list, Jonah Hill rose to fame in films like Knocked Up and Superbad, and he's still cracking up audiences with the 21 Jump Street series. However, he dialed things back a bit for his role as Peter Brand in Moneyball.
I'm Peter Brand.
A combination of several real-life people, Brand is a recent Yale graduate who wants to revolutionize baseball.
Okay, so Billy says he'll pay for Rincon himself, but when he sells him for more money next year, he's keeping the profit.
While he comes off as quiet and shy, Hill fills his character with determination and optimism, and the performance earned the actor his first Oscar nod.
You've been a huge part of this team, but sometimes you have to make decisions that are best for the team. I'm sure you can understand that.
Number 6. Eddie Murphy as Jimmy Thunder Early, Dreamgirls.
Jimmy want more, Jimmy want more, Jimmy want, Jimmy want, Jimmy want more!
While it's had more ups and downs than a roller coaster, one thing's been consistent about Eddie Murphy's career. He almost always does comedy.
Yeah!
Which is why his role as Jimmy Thunder Early is so impressive. A mashup of James Brown and Marvin Gaye, early is a heroin-addicted soul singer with an eye for the ladies. Murphy won a Golden Globe for playing the fading R&B star in the musical drama, and also proved he has some impressive pipes. It's a show-stealing performance, especially because it's Murphy's first primarily dramatic role.
What you talking about?
You never really loved me.
Well, baby, you know I love you. I do. But right now, I got a show to do.
Number 5. Monique as Mary Lee Johnston, Precious, based on the novel Push by Sapphire.
Press listen, stupid.
Watch an episode of The Parkers and then try Precious. It's hard to believe Nikki Parker and Mary Lee Johnston are played by the same woman.
If I am not mistaken, you have only one child, and she's right over there.
Encouraged by director Lee Daniels to, quote, be a monster, Monique morphs into one of the worst mothers in movie history.
You brought that white bitch up in my house? Why would you bring that bitch up in here?
A lazy slob with a violent streak, Mary turns a blind eye when her daughter Precious is raped by her father and even blames Precious for stealing her man.
You done took my man, you had those babies, and you got me put off the welfare from running your goddamn stupid ass mouth.
It's a sickening performance that nabbed Monique a well-deserved Oscar for Best Supporting Actress.
Was my man, and he wanted my daughter. And that's why I hated her.
Number 4. Jamie Foxx as Ray Charles, Ray.
Ain't nobody ever put it that sweet, I guess.
After watching movies like Django Unchained and The Soloist, it's easy to forget that Jamie Foxx was once primarily considered a comedian.
He's mean. I mean, he's so bad that when he shave his hair, the hair is scared to grow back.
The guy even had his own TV show. But Foxx wowed the world when he played the iconic Ray Charles. In this warts and all biopic, Foxx plays a music man struggling with drugs, death, and his own blindness.
I might be blind, but I ain't stupid.
While he doesn't do his own singing, Foxx perfectly imitates Ray's unique movements and speech patterns.
I'm trying to do something that ain't nobody ever done in music and business.
It's an amazingly complex performance that nabbed Foxx an Oscar and supercharged his career.
I mean, this is what I do, man. I gotta make a living. This is what the people want. I don't know no other way.
Number 3. Bill Murray as Bob Harris, Lost in Translation.
For relaxing times, make it Centauri time.
When you want an understated actor in an introspective role, who you gonna call? Bill Murray, of course.
Incredible.
Ever since The Razor's Edge, Murray has done several dramatic roles, and perhaps his best performance is as Bob Harris, a weary actor who's stuck in life until he meets Charlotte, an equally unhappy woman played by Scarlett Johansson.
You really are having a midlife crisis, huh?
Really? I was afraid of that.
Murray's performance is restrained and insightful, and he brilliantly captures a tired, lonely man who slowly shakes off his midlife blues, winning him an Oscar nomination for his effort.
Does it get easier?
No. Yes.
Number 2. Jim Carrey as Truman Burbank, The Truman Show.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Back in the 1990s, Jim Carrey released a string of hysterical hit films like The Mask and Dumb and Dumber.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
But in 1998, Carrey decided to shake things up with The Truman Show.
Tell me what's happening!
Playing a likable insurance salesman who's starting to question reality, Carrey replaces his Ace Ventura antics with a poignant performance as a man searching for meaning. 6 years later, he gave another incredible performance in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. But it was Truman Burbank that put Jim Carrey on the dramatic map.
Yeah.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Listen to me, you didn't win anything. It's a complete scam, so you gotta stop this, okay?
I'm running out of time.
All right, who just said Harold just counted brushstrokes? And how do you know I'm counting brushstrokes?
I got 74 on a trig quiz.
74? Gee, I was awful at trig.
Oh, yeah. Did you took trig?
Audrey, this is Jerry Langford. Get Bert Thomas on the phone, and quickly.
Martino, I know it's you, and I'm much too busy for fun and games today. Goodbye.
I was getting excited about this whole thing. My name on a car. I mean, look how beautiful.
And for dessert, a Pekingese parfait.
Number 1. Robin Williams as John Keating, Dead Poets Society.
Why do I stand up here?
Robin Williams was one of the funniest human beings, period. But the man was equally skilled at drama.
We don't read and write poetry because it's cute. We read and write poetry because we are members of the human race.
He won an Oscar as the sympathetic therapist Sean Maguire in Good Will Hunting. But our top spot goes to his uplifting performance in Dead Poets Society.
Boys, you must strive to find your own voice.
As John Keating, Williams inspires his students to seize the day and live their lives to the fullest.
The Latin term for that sentiment is carpe diem.
With his love of poetry and penchant for standing on tables, Keating is the teacher we all wish we had, and one of Williams' most memorable roles.
Thank you, boys. Thank you.
Do you agree with our list?
Oh, how lovely.
Which comedian do you think gave the greatest dramatic performance?
There was no way of knowing.
For more awesome top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Who knows how long it'll last? Too many people start doing it.